Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye.
Anyone hear me?
Hey, what's good, Hugo? Happy New Year.
So Happy New Year and welcome to the Flare TDE anniversary party.
Wow, it's been quite an incredible year. I mean, things move pretty fast in the crypto space. I do just want to say that any of the guests that are wanting to come up, please do put your hand up. I'm just trying to see. I think we've got a couple missing. But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come today.
Absolutely, I'm excited for what's coming this year.
Well, there's certainly a lot to look forward to. And I guess we're going to talk a little bit more about that towards the end. You know, we've got some incredible guests on today. And I guess the format is going to be talking about some of the projects here that have been building on the Flare network. Maybe talk a little bit about what's been achieved in 2013, what we can look forward to in 2014. And then Hugo, I believe you're going to round up towards the end, talking about some of the exciting things that we can look forward to from the network standpoint too.
Absolutely, and I just want to take this opportunity to say, you know, Flare's been live for, well, more than a year, as it actually launched a little bit before TDE, but TDE, everyone got their tokens and the FTSO system could really sort of start in earnest. And I want to just thank everyone here and everyone who's participated really for taking part in Flare, for delegating your tokens, for providing data if you're a data provider, and for all the other roles that many of those data providers and other people around the Flare ecosystem will be doing as product ships.
100%. I guess we can just maybe get things started. Yeah, so I think the best thing to do would be to maybe go through the guest list that we have. Like I said, we've got projects from all corners of the crypto sphere, all different types of applications. So maybe we'll run through and have maybe a minute or two, just a couple of short sentences about who you are and your project. So let's start with Marcel from Subsquid.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcel. Thanks for having me on this Twitter space. So I'm one of the co-founders at Subsquid. I have my background in design, math, and then later on went for business education. I co-founded Subsquid with Dimitri together, who's our technical founder in 21. And we are a Web3 data lake, basically. So we're a peer-to-peer network to actually batch query and aggregate terabytes of on-chain and off-chain data. And yeah, we've recently launched our sale on CoinList, and yeah, happy to be on the podcast or on the space here today.
Well, we're very happy to have you. And yeah, let's move across to Bifrost with Marcus. Maybe having some technical difficulties there, Marcus. I see that you are a speaker, but currently on mute. So I guess in the meantime, let's go over to Ferdi from Solidify.
Hi, everyone. It's very nice to be here. My name is Ferdi. I'm the co-founder of Solidify. We're a team of 5 people, and we run a DeFi platform for Flare, Songbird, XRP, and XDC. We have an online app at solidify.app, and we have a mobile application as well, specifically developed for the Flare network. It is an audited mobile app, multi-wallet, self-custodial. And yeah, we have a lot in store for 2024, and we'll be happy to share it here on the podcast.
Can't wait to hear more. Nick from Enosis, how are you, my friend? Do you want to do a brief introduction?
Definitely. Thank you for having me here and Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Nick. I am one of the co-founders and the CEO of Enosis. And Enosis is a software development and research center focused on blockchain technology, which currently is offering a super app, if you wish, based on Flare, but also offering products on other networks as well.
Super app, I like that. Cannon from Sparkles.
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy New Year to you all. I'm Mohammed, who anybody who doesn't know me, usually Cannon, but I'm the co-founder of Sparkles NFT, NFT marketplace on Flare, an inclusive marketplace open to everyone, and we also provide APIs to all the major projects and wallets on Flare. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this talk.
Perfect, sounds good. Let's check in with Harish from Covalent.
Hey everyone, my name is Harish. Great to be here. Happy New Year. Covalent's a broad-based data indexer, so we support Flare and Songbird through our unified API and effectively connect Flare into our ecosystem of 200 supported blockchains. Really cool to see. I think there's almost like 50 projects building on Flare using our API, and looking forward to connecting with more of them.
Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. Let's try and check in with Marcus again. Are you able to unmute? I'm not sure if you're having any issues there. Might seem like there's some technical difficulties, so I guess you could try and maybe leave and then rejoin. But in the meantime, I'll quickly introduce Blockbones, which is my project. It's an NFT project, the fastest selling NFT project on the Flare network, and we're bringing dynamic NFTs to Flare, and it's basically a way that you can really have the power of choice, where you can fuse traits to your NFT and create something really customizable. And we go a little bit further and issue rewards based on the rarity of your NFTs, and that's a basic overview. But yeah, let me just check on Marcus. Yeah, it looks like he's having some difficulty. So we'll keep the ball moving, and we'll maybe talk a little bit about reflecting on the previous year, 2023. It's obviously been quite busy for a lot of people in the space. I guess the question is going to be, what are the key highlights from your organization within Flare in 2023? And also, if you could share maybe some of the key achievements and milestones that you're really proud of that you've achieved last year. And again, we can start with Subsquid. So Marcel.
Awesome, great. So yeah, I think like 23 was a super interesting year, not only for Flare, but also for us at Subsquid. So we have added Flare support, I guess, in around October 23, so basically just recently. And this obviously opens up the Flare ecosystem to thousands of developers who are currently using Subsquid. And now they get access to Flare data in like a highly performant and customizable and flexible way. So opposed to kind of like Covalent, which is like more a unified API, we at Subsquid, we actually have a SDK to build like custom indexers. And yeah, the Flare developers now have access to this. And in the future, we see Subsquid kind of like a Google for blockchain. Obviously, this is very buzzwordy right now, but the goal is to have like SQL and natural language queries to get insights and data they want. And on top of it, why we were like internally very bullish on Flare, like one product you have are like those time series oracles. And we really just think that, yeah, they have like a great synergy with what we do at Subsquid. So basically like the Oracle off-chain to on-chain, and we as the indexer kind of like on-chain to off-chain. And yeah, I think this is super interesting. And when it comes to kind of like key achievement from our side in the year 2023, I think the most recent one was probably having the testnet on CoinList, which we started, I think, in around September. Then we added EVM support, including Flare. From our perspective, we are the most performant indexing stack on the market, and over 50,000 indexers have been deployed to our testnet so far. And we estimate that around 20% of all Web3 devs are actually using Subsquid in one way or another. And that makes us super bullish for 24, because with what Flare has in mind and the way the Flare blockchain is set up, we do see a lot of synergies moving forward.
Yeah, that sounds great. And just to clarify, Marcel, are you planning to index a lot of the data that's being emitted from the FTSO? So obviously these are going to be highly reliant, high integrity prices. Are you planning to bring that from the chain off chain so it's easily accessible for developers?
I think this could be something we have in mind. So I don't want to disclose too much right now, because we have a lot of amazing things lined up in our roadmap, which will be probably published later this month or beginning next month. But yeah, this is something we've definitely discussed internally, and we see a lot of value that could be extracted there.
Interesting. Ferdy, what about you? What are your key milestones in 2023? I know the app launched in 2023, and I've used it personally. It's absolutely great, and I had the pleasure of meeting you in person. And yeah, I think it's pretty exciting what you guys have done over the course of 2023. What are the key milestones from your perspective?
Yes, indeed. 2023 was a very important year where we're laying out the foundation for the mobile app. Of course, the Flare network went live in January, and we added the functionality support for the blockchain to our mobile application. Shortly after, we had our first security audit done. It was done by a German company called Cure53. They've done a very thorough audit on our app, and eventually it was a successful audit. One of the cool things I think we've implemented is a web browser within the mobile app that is fully encrypted, which I think is one of the first in the space. I haven't seen it anywhere else yet. So this was a very big achievement for us. Let's see. Then, of course, Enosis was expanding quite a bit, and we were trying to catch up with them a little bit, and added support for XDC to our mobile app. So we're offering the DeFi capabilities that the Enosis platform is offering straight into Solidify wallets. So that was really cool. And then, of course, later that year, the big one came. November, we went live with a staking module for Flare, and it has been successfully functioning since then. I think this one we were really excited about, and so far it has been received very well. We're really excited about it, and yeah, we're shortly launching an update for the app to make it even a better experience. And throughout the year, we have continuously fine-tuned our user interface, as this is like one of the key aspects of Solidify. We want to make this accessible for everyone in the space and make it as easy as possible. So more of that will be coming in 2024, but I think in 2023 we really built the foundation for a great platform.
Yeah, definitely, and I think as well the staking can't go understated. I think it was very much welcomed by the majority of the community who wanted to stake but couldn't necessarily participate because of it initially launching with just ledger devices, hardware wallets, right? So let's move on to Nick from Enosis. So I know you guys have been extremely busy in 2023. So, I'm sure you can ramble on this for, a good half an hour. So please try and keep it concise, especially towards the end of the year. You guys were extremely busy. So Nick from Enosis, what have you been up to in 2023? What are the key milestones?
Yeah, definitely. I will try to keep it as short as possible. I would say, first of all, in 2023, we became Enosis, so we had a huge rebranding, which in some parts is still ongoing because of the size of the products and everything that we do. From there on, we had some great partnerships. Our partnership with Art on Internet, which will release their platform, our partnership with the Velocity series, and our involvement there, both technical and in real world. And also, of course, at the end of the year, SushiSwap partnership for the redemption of the Sake project. But most importantly, I guess, for us, it was the launch of our bridge and expanding the liquidity layer of Flare, which is currently growing as we also bring new projects, which is quite exciting for 2024. So I guess a quite short description of the year would be that on my side.
Yeah, and maybe you want to just talk briefly about the Gateway of Destiny event, because that was quite a major event towards the end of the year too.
Yeah, definitely. That was a huge one, actually, I believe, for the entire community. So the Gateway of Destiny event signifies essentially the second version of the Clover protocol, which now allows us to introduce mystery box events, essentially, apart from other things that it does. And what the Gateway of Destiny event is meant to do is to help repay the unhealthy debt in the loan system that we have on the Songbird network. And essentially, it gives away prizes to the community in order to use the funds received to repay the debts on the loans platform. Quite significant, I guess, prizes in the Gateway of Destiny event would be the gold bars. We have several gold bars from 200 to 88 grams, which is quite an exciting event for the blockchain industry in general, I believe, having real world items like gold bars and other things like PS5s and even Nintendo Switches and even merge that we have introduced through the Gateway of Destiny event is quite something exciting into the new year as well.
Yeah, the prize pool really is quite spectacular. And maybe let's move on to Cannon from Sparkles. What have you guys been up to in 2023?
Yes. That gold bar sounds very interesting, by the way, Banik. I wish I could get my hands on that one. But yeah, no, 2023 was exciting. We had support for Flare and NFTs since day one. And I think to date, Flare NFTs traded on the platform amount to 20 million flares. And this is not including block bones, by the way. So it's going to be a lot, I'm guessing now. And yeah, Songbird NFTs, we've had over 100 million SGB traded. Our user base has gone up too. We've got around 60,000 unique wallets interacted with our app. There's been more integration of our APIs by various projects for different purposes. A lot of people need different data sets. But yeah, this is all on the Flare ecosystem. Something else that has been quite kind of a nag. We've been working with regulators when it comes to licensing and NFTs. A lot of places around the world, it's kind of changing or adapting. And we found ourselves in this position where we've been advising governmental bodies of how to approach NFTs and NFT licenses. But I guess with 2023, there's been more work in relation with Flare. They've been extremely helpful when it comes to a tech point. And God knows we have a lot of questions all the time. So I appreciate that. Marketing-wise, there's been more coherency with Flare, and I'm guessing this is going to it gets even stronger as we get into down the line of 2024, especially when we utilize more of Flare's protocol in conjunction with ours. But yeah, I'm guessing like one of the milestones that kind of came to us by surprise, not by surprise, but it kept on increasing and increasing, the interest, which is the use of our infrastructure, APIs, to visualize NFT stats, and so on. So that's been quite positive. And yeah, and I extend to anybody here who has a wallet, Ferdy, I'm not sure if you guys support NFT displays or stats, but you're more than welcome to use our APIs. But yeah, I'll keep it short.
Yeah, nice. It's certainly been a busy year for Sparkles, and them metrics are really quite promising, you know. I did notice that we've got Bifrost up here, Marcus, but first we'll just go to Harish, your key milestones in 2023, and then we'll bring you up to speed, Marcus, from the Bifrost side of things.
Awesome. So I think quite clearly for us, the highlight for 2023 was having Hugo on our podcast. So thank you, Hugo, for doing that. I think sort of beyond that, you know, I mentioned that indexing and serving up Flare and Songbird data and connecting the Flare ecosystem into our broader set of chain support was sort of the key milestone. We started the year 2023, I think we had something like 30 chains that we had indexed and supported, and ended the year at, I think, almost over 200. So we think of our business both from the supply side, so that's the data entering into the network, and then obviously there's the demand side, the consumption by various projects. And so our mission is fairly well aligned with how sort of the Flare ecosystem thinks about connecting everything. The focus for us, of course, is on-chain data. And then in particular, and I think, again, this also ties with the focus for Flare, is having this data provenance and a trace around the data that's extracted by the various validators and miners in our network. So being able to go back and see sort of this checksum or this proof of the data that gets extracted and then served up through the API, I think is going to be a key part, especially around this concept of data availability. And for us, 2023 was positioning ourselves as like the long-term data availability solution. So if you've heard of like the Internet Wayback Machine, you know, being effectively the blockchain Wayback Machine is how we like to think of ourselves. There's also a fair bit of focus on our end to, again, make it easy for developers on the demand side to consume this data. And so, you know, in addition to launching just some better SDKs, we've also got a toolkit that launched at the end of 2023 called Gold Rush. And so these are really nicely open source React components that make it super simple for developers, whether you're building out you know, wallet interfaces or NFT galleries. It's basically an extension of your project and it's fully customizable. So I definitely encourage you to check that out.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great having good tools, but they have to be easily accessible and usable by developers as well, you know. So yeah, glad to hear that. Just recapping on Bifrost, I'm not sure if you're here, Marcus, if you're able to speak, but I'd love for you to maybe give us a quick rundown of Bifrost and some of the key milestones in 2023 that you've achieved.
Absolutely, Tim. So we have had quite a few different milestones, but I would say one of the most important ones for us was that we received a clean security audit by FAO around this summer. And other than that, we also saw a release of our claim bots, both on Songbird and Flare. We integrated our first on-ramp. We pushed out new delegation views, including things like flare drops. And now, of course, at the latter part of the year, we have been working on both staking and preparations for F assets. So there's quite a lot of different things going on at the same time. But I would say the clean security audit was the most important milestone to achieve.
Yeah, that really is a big one, and it really brings confidence to the people that are using the apps, knowing that there's been an audit of such high caliber as well. But yeah, Bifrost, it's doing great things, you know, and I'm looking forward to, along with Solidify, expanding that scope of staking to the masses, let's say. I want to sort of switch gears now, and talk a little bit about the community. So more towards how your project has sort of benefited the wider Flare community as a whole, and how do you think the community has evolved and grown and developed in the last 12 months? And maybe we can start with, we'll go with Marcel from Subsquid.
Yeah. Hey, is this question related to the community of Flare or just like in general our community?
I guess you could answer both, really.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So in general, I think every crypto project knows how important the community is. It's basically a fundamental part of your project or of your company. And obviously, the more adoption your product, protocol, or like your company gets, the more important the community will be. And usually, what we have been focused on in the last couple of years was being rather low key. So like once in a while we have done hackathons and bounties, but what we've really learned what actually works is just being hands down in like one-on-one conversations with developers. So really going to those events, networking with the people, and then ultimately trying to convert them into like trying out our product. And then what really helps is to kind of guide them, and like what we call is kind of like hand holding them through like the first initial steps of the onboarding process. And for Flare, as we've just recently added the support for Flare, we have a lot of things planned for like 24. So one of these things are like, for example, on the DevRel, like we really want to put more efforts into developer relationships. We want to demonstrate actually what's possible with Web3 data, and especially with Flare. And we also want to emphasize like that data is a crucial part of every DApp, and without good and verifiable data, your favorite apps won't work. And another thing that is really important, and what I always tell a lot of people who aren't like maybe that deep into the space yet, it's really about the history of actually also how the internet came along. And if we go back and look at, for example, Yahoo and Google, these companies nowadays are known as data companies, but back in the days, they started as simple indexing protocols. They basically indexed the internet and then created search engines, which basically made the internet mainstream. And this is where I also see the potential with Flare moving forward, is really kind of like creating the stack, which will help make blockchain or Web3 more accessible for actually normal people, I would say, for retail people, and really kind of creating a product that people will ultimately use. And so for 24, we really want to double down on hackathons, bounties, and just diving deeper into your ecosystem, because that's something we weren't able to do in 23, as we just added the support recently.
Yeah, nice. It's all about encouraging people to get involved. And, you know, just from my personal experience within the community, I think over the last year, we've really seen it diversify. You know, I think a lot of people initially started as almost a subset of XRP holders being the recipient of FLR via. But it's great to see new people from other networks get involved. The big things or the big reasons behind that was the change of distribution, where people can buy FLR and they can get a portion of the future Flare drops. And I think it's done really great things to expand the community in 2023 and really diversify it more than just a subset of the XRP community. So that's great to hear. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about community with you, Marcus. How are things going with you in 2023? How do you think the community's evolved in the past year?
So we've seen some really nice developments, both in a number of users and how many users are actually active. It tends to grow with the market, so to speak. So when markets are going up, we tend to see activity go up as well. But we started out with basically Songbird and Flare, right? A lot of people onboarded to Bifrost since they received the airdrop. But now, and especially as we get closer to F assets, we do also hope to onboard users from Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and the other chains. So we are very hopeful that that will increase our potential user base. And especially as our team also gets a little bit of monetization from our recently integrated on-ramp and other features that are coming, we hope to also be able to spend more money on marketing. And I think it will just benefit the entire ecosystem, that not just our wallet, but other wallets and apps will also like broaden out into the other ecosystems. So as soon as we move towards FSS and layer cake and actually start to integrate with other blockchains, I think that's when we will see some more action also for our wallet. So right now, I would say we are growing with the Songbird and Flare network, but very soon I hope that we will be going exponential and growing with many blockchains, so to speak.